Hi guys, this is Millie Lytle and welcome to my channel, Eating for Meaning. I am a naturopathic doctor and a nutritionist. On this channel, I am talking to people who eat alone. I'm talking to people who want to become more sensitive, aware, and enlightened through their lifestyle and cleaning up their diet and how to eat properly and healthy and how to eat in a way that opens you up to be receptive for your intuition and for choices that you're making in your life, and also maybe for aligning with the ethics that you believe in. It's very difficult to do that, considering that most food in our grocery stores is unethically produced. It's not produced using biodynamic farming practices or sustainable farming practices that are good for the animals or good for the plants or good for the soil or good for the reducing greenhouse emissions or carbon footprint. So if we think about ourselves and want to be more one with the planet, and if we have hopes and dreams and for the future of our planet and for the future health of our planet, then I'm even getting choked up just talking about it. We do want to start contributing to a more sustainable lifestyle as well, and I'm part of that. I mean, I've been practicing healthy living and sustainable living to an extent, my whole life, but also since I've been a naturopath. But I'm a consumer and I'm a capitalist in lots of ways, so we're all participating in this economy, especially here on vote day. It's November 8th, 2016. It's the Trump versus Hillary Clinton campaign. I voted for neither one of them, so I did take a stance for a greener activist, and I don't anticipate that she will be the president either, but at least I followed my heart with what I see as the future of our world. And I encourage you to do the same, because being healthy is aligning with our environment and our world and as much as we can, and also making the best decisions for us as individuals. And how when we make the best decisions for us as individuals, not that it's selfish, it actually sends out good energy and good thoughts and sends out our expectations for the planet and for others as well. So we lead by an example when we do what's good for us and what's ethical for us. So I want to thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing my videos if you like them. This is a new channel, and this is something that I'm exploring. Some of my videos I am eating on them and reaching out to solo diners as a virtual dinner date or snack date or lunch date. But this one today, I'm going to draw an oracle card, and I'm going to be from the Stephen Farmer deck. Stephen Farmer is a psychotherapist who created a Earth Magic angel card, or it's like an oracle card deck. So I'm going to be drawing from that today. I'm just going to put down the phone while I shuffle and draw, and then I'm going to talk about what the meaning of the card is from my perspective. So being from the health perspective. Okay. So I'm just going to put this down here. You can see this beautiful tree above me. It's just a gorgeous day. It's absolutely beautiful. And I have been notoriously busy as a naturopath and as a nutritionist, just notoriously busy and running around with like a chicken with my head cut off for so many years, and on the verge of burnout all the time. And more recently, I've just decided to spend a lot more time connecting with myself and doing what I want, even if it's during the workday, and that's like going out here to Prospect Park and just sitting down and enjoying the weather and not worrying about my business all the time, and really putting myself first. And this is what I encourage my patients to do and my clients, and so this is what I also encourage you to do. And I have to also lead by my own words, doctor as teacher. And what's the other expression? You are what you eat. There's another expression, is that practice what you preach. And so that's what I'm really trying to do more and more. And so I'm sitting here in beautiful Prospect Park. I'm shuffling these Earth Magic Oracle cards. by Stephen Farmer, and I'm just going to pull one card and see what it says today. And then, say some words about how you improve your health based on that oracle card. So the oracle card for today, a very important day, is November 8th, 2016. It's an important day for Americans, and also the world is watching as we choose, or some people don't believe it's an election. They believe it's, the government was already selected, and I tend to believe that as well, but it doesn't mean that you stop going towards what you believe in, because we're not focusing on outcomes all the time. We're focusing on the journey, and we're focusing on, we do want outcomes, but we're focusing on what we believe in. I don't believe in voting out of fear or defensive voting or whatever it's called. Not really. Who's meant to be president will be president, and we send good energy to all the candidates. So the card that popped out was solitude. It's the island card. And so from a health perspective, what that says to me is meditation. It means spending time internally. It means focusing on your free will and what you're intended to do as an individual. And we need quiet in order to really connect with ourselves and understand what our unconscious mind wants, what our inner child wants. There's so much talk on different YouTube channels and just in the world these days about healing the inner child. And we need solitude in order to really connect with ourselves. I do hypnosis in my practice, and I raise this up again. I do hypnosis in my practice, and hypnosis is a deeper form of meditation, so it's just a way to go directly to the source of the unconscious or the subconscious mind, where there's room for imagination and creativity and to form different opinions than the ones that you've made in your waking life, which might have been formed from fear and coercion and bad experiences and giving up, or just fear of the unknown or bad experiences. And so if you go inward every day, if you spend time going inward every day, whether that's in prayer or meditation or just taking a walk, or even those moments after you wake up or before you go to bed, if you spend a few minutes in solitude before looking at your phone, before turning on any electronics, before dragging yourself out of bed, to connect with your intentions for the day, to connect with who you are. We hear so much about gratitude and compassion and all these positive emotions and feelings that we're supposed to be experiencing in order to give out to the world so that we can receive those back, the law of attraction. But in order to really connect with those emotions, you have to spend time with yourself, connecting with yourself. You can't just be giving out all the time, giving out gratitude, giving out compassion, giving out forgiveness without turning those on yourself first. And so whoever you pray to or meditate to, if it's Mother Nature or Source or God or One or the angels or Spirit, it's really important to connect. And that's, from a holistic point of view, that's something that I feel more and more, especially in these days. It's more important to connect to what our own ethics and what we want for ourselves and what we want for the planet. And that does involve how you choose to eat and what you choose to put on the table and how you choose to feed others that you're responsible for feeding, and how you choose to engage with food. If you shop locally, if you buy organic, if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, or if you're an omnivore, then you want to do that as sustainably as possible. I'm an omnivore. I do eat meat. That's something that, because I get anemic if I don't eat meat, and so I've made the decision to eat as much ethically raised meat as possible. Although it is something that I'm making a decision probably as I go towards menopause and get up. I'm in my very early 40s now. I'm just at the beginning of my 40s, but once in the next 10 years or something, it is something that I can see myself going vegetarian. And I do eat vegetarian a lot. I have days where I go vegetarian and don't eat any, or vegan, even don't eat any animal products. But even just the paying attention and the thought that goes into, where our food comes from and how you choose to nourish yourself and what the purpose of food is. This channel is called Eating for Meaning because there is so much meaning surrounding food, both the reasons for why we choose the food we do and then the effect that that food has on us once we've eaten it. And that's a really important thing to connect to, especially if you're trying to connect to the world around you, or even elevate yourself or transcend yourself above the physical world, and become more spiritual or become more aware or become more enlightened or become more intuitive, as so many people are. Or if you're trying to heal yourself, as more and more people are trying to take on that as well, or seeking alternative sources of information so that you can nourish yourself and create wellness and health even if you are living with a chronic illness. So as you're making those decisions, all of those have to do with the choices you're making involving food. And food has a vibration, just like everything in the world has a vibration. Music has a vibration, the trees have a vibration, the earth has a vibration, a jet plane has a vibration. Food has a vibration. It emits particles, it emits electrons, sends out waves out at you, and depending on how that food was cooked, depending on how that food was grown, depending on how that food was handled, depending on how that food was prepared, if you've prepared it like with love, they say preparing your food with love, and that's a real thing. Home cooked meals are so much healthier for us than restaurant food, and it's not just because of the chemical constituents or the individual properties, like the more salt, more fat, more sugar that goes into restaurant foods, and that also might be part of it, but a cook also might cook with love, and then I do believe that you absorb that energy on some level. It's very, very difficult to measure, but when you make decisions as to what you are eating, you can think about all these things, even if you're not ready to act at this time, even if you don't know how to act. It's just a matter of connecting to those concepts and those ideas of it, and then I'm getting more hippy-dippy all the time, I feel like, even though I'm living in New York City. And I lived in Toronto for like 15 years. So I've mostly always lived in the city as an adult, but I was raised in the country. And I really do think that it's a key to us continuing on in the world, or changing the world. We're at a time of revolution, we're at a time of evolution, we're at a time of real change that people want, and people want to see that change, and we have to be the change. And so in order to connect with our own selves, a patient actually yesterday was asking me how to be a critical thinker. How do you become a critical thinker? And that's something that you can Google on YouTube. You can Google on YouTube how to become a critical thinker, and then you just practice that. But part of it involves quieting your mind and just letting the answers come to you and growing your intuition. And so the card Solitude, the card Island, that's what it means to me in terms of health, because it's all of those things and more. It's how to quiet yourself, how to be with yourself, how to let your thoughts come to you instead of ramming thoughts into your mind or only acting or reacting to the world around you. It's how to create a consciousness, it's how to discover your unconscious or your subconscious, and how your behaviors and how your actions and how your thoughts mirror and really truly reflect what you really believe for yourself and for your goals in the world. And so anyway, this is it's kind of people say woo-woo here. It's a woo-woo type of video in a way. But just, food for thought. Chew on that. So Millie Lytle, thanks so much for tuning in today. The card of the day was Solitude or Island in the Stephen Farmer deck, Earth Magic. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.